The Moonshot Network is excited to announce our Memorial Day weekend charity stream, the Moonaissance Fair. This May 23rd through May 25th, the Jokers and Jesters on the Moonshot Network will be streaming to fundraise for Advocates for Trans Equality, a nonprofit fighting for the legal and political rights of transgender people in America. We'll have a Balatro tournament, a table read of Shrek 2, some returning favorites of streams past, and new blocks, like the chance to attack and dethrone the podcast king. The Moonaissance Fair, a good time for a good cause, starting May 23rd at twitch.tv/moonshotnetwork or moonshot.mov.
Previously on Follow the Leader. Today we're playing Molotov College by W.H. Arthur. For those of you who are new to the game, here are the basics. You are the alumni of Molotov College, a school for kids gifted with superpowers who have now grown into young adults. Not only do you have to save the city from world-ending events, only some of which of your own doing, you also have to fight against social injustice and bullies with authority. On top of that, you have to deal with ghosts from your past and keep them from tearing the group apart, as well as literal ghosts that haunt the city.
So yeah, I'll be playing Kerrigan Kestrel, aka Carrie, uses she, her pronouns. Her playbook is the Empress.
I am playing Meryl Whitmer, my girl, my beloved. She uses she, her pronouns. Her playbook is the World.
Alright, I am going to be playing Max Valera, using the Moon playbook.
And you've probably guessed by now, I'll be playing Soulhawk, uses she, her pronouns. Her playbook is Justice. She's so pretty and it makes me feel so stupid.
Meryl, drops one of her braids to, lean over and pat Soul on the shoulder. There. We've all been there.
What if I'm not the right kind of girl for her?
Then, I will fight her, and she doesn't know how to deal with me. I've gotten faster. You are a catch. Even despite your, attitude.
What's wrong with my attitude?
I love your attitude, but it is a little abrasive. I'm not even legally obligated to say it because it's not like we're related by blood. So, anyone who does decide that you aren't worth it, or that you're not a catch, I get to fight them. Just in the same way I know you do for me, right?
Right. And Saul's looking a little less forlorn with Meryl's words.
Besides, I totally think she has a thing for you.
How can you tell?
Just a hunch. I think it is literally just a hunch, but obviously, she's not the telepath. I don't know where this scene goes from here. It's just cute.
Yeah, I don't think it goes anywhere else from here. I think that's a good place to end it.
It just dissolves back to the present day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We now return to your game already in progress.
feel like Meryl would say to Sol, like, what happened between you while I was gone?
Sol kind of, her face hardens a little, and she says, nothing happened. She went on to great heights the way Dr. M always said she would, and I went on to scrape through the dirt to figure out the pieces of what's gonna happen.
Now there is a banging at the front door. Because it's Davy Jane here.
Can someone go and get that?
I got it.
Looks at her phone. Davy Jane's at the door.
I'll get it.
Oh, yeah. Then you will think he's seeing a ghost.
I'll get it anyway.
Theo has absolutely come with, because this is funnier.
Oh, yeah.
No, Theo drove.
Okay. The idea of Davy Jane just not driving himself anywhere. He's like, no. Theo likes driving. Oh, Meryl Whitmer, as we both live and breathe.
Yeah, definitely not a ghost. Hi, Davy.
I knew you looked like Meryl Whitmer.
Oh! Well, really is a small world, huh? Hi again, Theo.
Hi.
Thanks again for the ride.
You're welcome.
Am I gonna barge myself into this place, or are you gonna let me in?
I expected you to barge in, but sure.
I have manners, Meryl. Or I'm a vampire and I have to be invited, and you'll never know.
I think Meryl does hug him.
Oh yeah, big hug. We'll pick her up and spin her around.
Yeah, perfect. I love them so much.
And then we'll just follow her into the living room. Okay, yes. Right. I am here for a reason, and I'm so glad that everyone else is here too, because this makes my job a lot easier. And Sol, you're an impossible woman to get a hold of, but we know this about you.
That's true.
Meryl, I don't know if you're in a place to talk about getting a hold of.
No, I more meant that I tried to get a hold of Sol first when I got back. But yes, you're not wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess everyone sit down. Please come be seated.
Very, very funny that now Mab has backed into talking to herself.
Yeah, I didn't back into this. Someone else backed me into it.
I arguably shoved Mab into a corner and been like, deal with this. Well done, you've created two compelling characters and you haven't been on the podcast in forever. Do both.
Oh god, no pressure.
Yeah, I think Max shepherds Carrie out of the kitchen. She doesn't have to say anything. She's just here.
Yeah. Carrie is extremely back in control of whatever little tiny emotions she might have let through her impenetrable wall. They've been locked down once again, and my cat really wants cuddles.
Oh no.
Aww. It wouldn't be an FTL recording without cat interference.
Exactly.
So true.
So
true.
So true. So yeah, she'll just sit down on, like, very primly, just sit down on the edge of a chair and just be like, all right then, what is this very exciting news that apparently couldn't wait, because we have so much exciting news happening today? And Davy Jane will then say, I'm trying not to be extremely dramatic about the way that I do this reveal.
So Davy Jane in character.
Says Davy Jane in character, the most dramatic boy we know. Yeah, because I mean, the dead speak, etc., etc. Dr. M normally remains silent, but she decided she had something very important that she wanted to say. Part of it is I will translate. Welcome back, Meryl. Take that as you will. But, she decided to pop back up with some directions for us, I guess. In as much as I think the interpretation of what she said boils down to things got messed up when you left and then came back, and, he's, like, holding up his hands, like, in A Wrinkle in Time, when they describe the Tesseract, it's one of those things I think she was trying to tell me. One of those descriptions, and point A, point B, now no longer being a long straight line, they're, like, jumbled together, and there's something about a string and ants involved. But, yeah. She had a lot to say, and she normally, I don't think I've heard her once since she passed. She was one of the best ghosts to be around because she never said anything. But now she's got things to say, so that means there's problems. Ta-da! Welcome back, Meryl.
Welcome back, and you fucked it all up in the same conversation, huh?
I tried to deliver it as softly as I could, because I wasn't gonna say it,
No, it's not. I think that Meryl is, like, taking very, like, she's just, like, not even talking about the, okay, I guess she's dead part of it.
I think we brought it up over dinner, so it's not, like, a surprise at this point.
Yeah, and I don't think Meryl had much of a reaction at
to it
all.
anyway, yeah.
To it anyway.
Yeah. I thought it would just be easier since you're all in one place. And also to see Meryl, because, it's been a hot minute, so, 2 birds, 1 stone. At least I don't feel like I ruined the mood of the party. It was already kind of dire when I got here.
Max just shoots Davy J not a look, just like a you get it, just like an acknowledgement, just like that Davy Jane sure can read a room.
Oh, yep. He's, like, standing in front of everyone, trying not to. He's doing his expansive hand gestures because he is nothing if not still an orator.
Did you have any instructions at all, or just the same old, get your shit together, girls? The future is your responsibility. Don't fuck it up. Wait, no.
You go, girls. Girl power.
That's
whatever.
RuPaul.
No,
that's
she didn't say
RuPaul.
that.
No.
No. Well, I mean, she implied that Carrie would know what to do. The rest of you, you know how she is.
Are also here.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't so much as the others will know what to do. She didn't, I mean, not so much stay out of trouble, but fix it. You never did need her instructions to fix things. She might have had opinions on how you fixed things, but she never had to tell you to fix them because you all took it to heart very strongly. Carrie and I, backseat gamers when it comes to this. And Carrie's like, what the fuck does that mean? But, like, we don't have the same sort of active abilities that are useful in fighting the apocalypse. That's... You 3 are great at that. So she said that, you'll fix it. I guess there's an unimplied or else at the end of it.
Incredible.
Half of what I do is translation, yeah.
And the or else is the world ends, I guess.
Yeah. Uh-huh, yeah. The ghosts are getting very restless. They have lots of opinions.
The idea of the room just, like, lulls into quiet as everyone just sort of sits there like, Right.
Yeah, they're sitting there contemplating.
And I think Theo's alarm watch beeps. And it's just like, oh, we've got to get back.
Yes.
Babysitter.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
It's good to see you all. We should catch up for real and not, under dire circumstances another time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is Theo. I don't think I've introduced Meryl. You obviously met them in a different capacity as being my partner, but this is Theo. Theo, you know all of them kind of sort of in different ways. Just vaguely.
Please feel free to come by. Please let me know ahead of time. Awkward smile. Hope you like children.
My number's still the same, so, Cool.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna go now. We've come to deliver dire portents and then just ollie out. And then they leave.
Mm-hmm. I thought people were supposed to mellow out as they got older. I think he's more dramatic than he was at 15.
Well, probably. I mean, I think that's what being a dad does to him. A room full of lesbians. I wouldn't know what it means to be a dad. None of us are dad figures.
No.
Ooh, tugs at a collar. Ooh. Yeah. Carrie is sitting there and, for a very brief moment does look like she could just be a younger Dr. M before she then stands up and will dust off her pants and then just be like, all right, fine. I'll get started in the morning.
On what?
She wanted her legacy to continue. The school obviously isn't. So I have been scouting locations for a new secondary school to, keep the tradition alive, so to speak.
That's how we're gonna prevent the apocalypse.
Am I going to rely on the three of you to do it alone?
Look, it's not my fault DJ came in and was like, Doc says fix it, Carrie will know what to do, and then he fucked off again.
It's not enough for it to just be the three of us. The three of you, excuse me, I'm not including myself when I said that. The three of you. Like Davy Jane said, it comes down to he and I have abilities that don't work in combating things, but we're great at setting plans in motion. And so I've got a plan that I have to set in motion.
Right.
Just because Dr. M says jump even after everything, you don't have to say how high.
Soul, you are literally living in the bones of our old school. You do not get to tell me how to interact with Dr. M's memory.
I'm just saying you're not her. You don't have to be her. We can find something to do that don't involve you having to be her legacy or some shit.
I don't see why we shouldn't want to train a bunch of new people to ensure that people with special abilities that are different can't have a place to go. Why shouldn't I want to create that space? All of you, of all people, should understand what it means to have the ability to work on controlling your powers.
No one's saying it's a bad idea to learn control, Carrie.
Oh, Soul seems to be implying it real hard.
Look, we all have our hang-ups. The school is important. I'm not trying to say that it's not, I guess. I just thought that there'd be something else expected in this moment, all right? That was all I was getting at.
From me, no.
Okay.
That was always what she was gearing me towards, should something happen. And she couldn't be there to do it herself.
Right.
She'll just look around at the three of you. And now she's standing in teacher mode, which is nicely contrasted with Davy's, actor mode. And so, has her shoulders drawn back and her hands, folded in front of her. And is just, lifts an eyebrow to challenge, being like, all right.
God, I want Sol to communicate something, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it without her sounding like she has emotional awareness.
Big, she would not say
I
it
mean,
like that energy.
If it's a gut reaction thing, then Carrie would definitely just pick up on the surface thoughts. It's one of those things where it's just kind of ooh, I can't actually say that because then people will know that I have feelings. But, in as much as it also can be communicated without saying, because Carrie will pick up on it.
Yeah, I think Carrie would definitely pick up on it, because it's a very strong emotional reaction that basically boils down to, I don't want you to be to some other kid what Dr. M was to me.
Yeah. She might flinch at that.
But it's not it's about it's not about trying to make Carrie feel bad or wanting Carrie to feel bad. It's about hey,
if we are gonna do this, it has to be done better.
Yeah. I don't want you to go down a path that you can't come back from, kind of thing.
Tell him that to the telepath.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I
Yeah.
think Sol doesn't have the emotional wherewithal to be able to articulate this, but this is definitely very strongly in the forefront of her mind, is wanting to pull Carrie back from potentially becoming that which Sol hates.
Yeah, it's that, when you have a gut reaction to a thing and it's not coherent words, but it's there is a concept that is floating in the forefront of my brain, and that is, she can pick up on that. The three of you are welcome to fight the apocalypse in whatever capacity you feel most comfortable doing so. Meryl has some great first-hand experience of things that we can look out for and avoid. And you can help me if you would like.
All right, then. I'm going to step outside for a bit. Carrie, you're right if I, go by a pool, right?
Yeah.
I think there's this moment, the patio door slides open, slides close again, and then you guys just hear this rush of sound as steam coats the outside of the patio door and immediately turns to condensation. As off screen, Max has just vaporized all the water in Harry's pool.
Carrie will just pinch the bridge of her nose. Okay. Yep. This is how adults handle things. And we'll just, move off into her house, probably to her study or something like that. And before she gets too far, she will stop and say, Meryl, of course you are welcome to stay the night. Sol, you can as well. Or the both of you can leave, whichever you're comfortable with. And then she'll just proceed off. I've got paperwork to do. I've got emails to send.
If you need me, I'll be politicking in the other room.
Yeah. She pulls out her phone, put it in her little ear pod. She goes, all right, I've got some business meetings. She'll be pacing across her office, just talking to someone. Just phone call after phone call. Just gonna buy a building or something. Whatever people have to do. I guess that's also a question we didn't quite discuss, is how public were they as a school for gifted children, in air quotes?
I think they got to have been known, right? Like, because it's like it is like X-Men. Like, people
Mhm.
might not know their civilian identities, but I think they were known as like Dr. M's superhero proteges, whatever their team name might have been. Maybe they were called like the
Yeah.
Major Arcana based on like what the playbooks are called. Because,
Yeah.
it was Dr. M's view for the future. So the Major Arcana are how you see the future. That's like,
Tarot mumbo jumbo. Yeah.
Tarot mumbo jumbo. It's also very funny to be like a
Yeah.
scientist type, just being like, I know I'm a scientist, I'm a STEM major, but also tarot cards are fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in as much as I think Carrie has been one of those people that has like been, here's my civilian identity and who I was as like a superhero, because now she's going to leverage that extremely. But off camera. She won't say expressly what her super abilities were, obviously.
Obviously.
I think Soul turns to Meryl and is just like, all these years, and she still makes me feel so fucking stupid.
Shit. Meryl does not say that. That's me, Mac.
Yeah.
Meryl, I think, just kind of sighs. It's like, well, I am making the executive decision that it's not something I think about tonight. I'm tired. This is the first night in 6 years that I've been safe. Apocalypse isn't going to happen overnight. So, right now, I don't care.
Yeah, you get some sleep.
Figure out the rest tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll stay here for the night at least and figure out the rest in the morning. Or afternoon. I don't know. We'll see how long I sleep. She will hug Soul again.
And Soul hug her back.
Try not to kill each other overnight. I don't, Mac, and Meryl also do not care what time it is right now. Meryl's like, no, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
I feel like it's probably in the like late evening.
Carrie's doing business calls in the late evening?
Yeah. Business never sleeps.
Wow, okay.
I mean, she's probably got some people that she knows that's like, oh, she knows that they'll be awake. Obviously it's not outside of business hours, but like, and then she's also just sending emails. She's like that one millennial that knows the power of actually calling people.
True. I think that, like, the last thing that Meryl, like, stops before she, like, goes, like, to the guest room,
mm-hmm.
and is like, if Max, never mind. And she leaves before she can, like, finish this sentence.
Then there was one at my table.
Mm-hmm. Do we cut to the next day? Solly's just left solo, potentially drinking in his living room.
Avails herself to Carrie's wet bar.
Yeah.
I don't think she does. Actually, I think she like posts up near the door to the guest room and just kind of keeps an ear out.
Carrie leaving her office like later on in the night just sees Soul there on the floor and is just like, of course that's where you'll end up.
What does Max do?
What a good question. And I think Max only gets away with this because Meryl is so tired. And years of practice of sneaking past Soul. Teenage shit. But I think Meryl will wake up to find a note, like, on the nightstand or whatever, that just says, I really fucking missed you, and I am so fucking glad you're back.
God fucking damn it. I think Meryl, like, reads it. She does the gay thing of, like, pressing it to her heart.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And then she mutters, like, under her breath, like, you should have woken me up, you bitch.
That would have been meaning being emotionally open in front of somebody. What?
We can't have that.
I know. I love and respect Max.
I know you know.
None of us can have that.
But I think...
We don't allow ourselves to have that.
I think Max will go home, whatever that looks like. I think they have that she has dreams that she doesn't like being around other people for, because her powers can manifest in her sleep. But she'll say goodbye to Carrie before she leaves. She won't just, like, walk out. She'll be like, I'll chip in towards your next water bill.
Oh, it's fine.
So I don't have to pay you for the water. Fantastic. I'll see you in the morning.
She's like, wait, what did you do to my pool?
Pool's fine.
I thought you meant, like, having a really long shower to be emo in.
Oh, no, I vaporized all the water in your pool.
God damn it.
And you said I didn't have to pay for it. Bye!
I hate it here.
In your own really nice house. I hate it here.
Yeah.
I think that the body of the pool is fine.
Yeah.
There might be a little bit of, like...
The water.
It's just there is no water left in it. It just got superheated.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if anything else, the plants all around the pool looking great.
They're gonna love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just got
They're
real
like,
monsoon-like
oh, it's an
out
early
there.
season rain shower. Yeah. She's like, cool. I can turn off the irrigation on my plants.
Oh.
Yay. And then I think also she will give Soul, like, not give Soul, she will deposit onto Soul a pillow and a blanket as she's walking past at one point.
No words. Just like, you idiot.
No words.
God.
Girls.
Girls.
Do we have another scene in us? We got half an hour. We should at least
Are we
maybe
gonna
try.
go have a gay brunch?
We could go have gay brunch. What do we say? You mean brunch?
Yeah, normal ass brunch.
Mm-hmm.
Gay brunch is redundant. We
Yeah.
all know this.
Mm-hmm.
Chai tea, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, or in as much as just however they decide to actually work together, because currently it is just Carrie saying, y'all do whatever you want. I've got my plan of action. I ain't your mother's.
I'm taking a holistic approach to ensuring our future.
Yeah. If it's in 60 years, we're gonna be old. We're gonna be old ladies. We're gonna have to have a new generation. She's like, I either have brunch with all of you or a business breakfast. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that, like, at a certain point, like, Meryl, like, the conversation will just be, like, inane bullshit for a while.
Yeah.
In my head. And then at a certain point, Meryl will, like, she, like, sighs and she, like, puts her utensils down and she goes, okay, how can I help?
How do you want to help? I think for you, it's harder to ask you to go into this whole cloth. But anything that you can provide would be useful.
I only have so much information. And From the evidence that I have, I know that it's not all set in stone. So, however much of it could be useful, it may not all be. But I don't have a better fucking idea.
Oh, you know I love spreadsheets. Bring it on.
In the meantime, while I try to figure out any better way to avert the fucking apocalypse. God damn it, Doc. I might as well. But we make it better. We make it better, Carrie.
Yes. Yes. It's one thing to be an old guard of things, and it's another thing to need to set up the future. And all these kids have this new slang that I don't understand. I'm just
With their skibbity toilets.
There's skibbity toilet. What the fuck?
You think that's bad? I'm 6 years out of date on all the memes.
You're gonna have so much fun catching up on internet culture. She says with a voice that implies, don't do it.
And are Sol and Max there?
I don't think Max arrives for brunch, but we'll send a message being like, not up to eating. Let me know if you need me to do anything specific. Peace.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Max is avoiding people.
Carrie texts back, you better actually eat something, though.
You're not my mom.
Middle finger emoji.
2 middle finger emojis back. Mister, do you know what I'm thinking about right now?
No, you're too far away. You know this. Fuck you.
Oh man, you got it. Amazing.
That's just the general trend of their text conversations.
Like, what am I thinking about right now? Big, like, how many fingers am I holding up? I can't see, but I can make a really valid guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Sol lets Meryl out of her sight.
Fair
Just
enough.
TBH.
I think then in that case with Sol being there, I think Meryl will look at Sol and be like, you can make whatever decision you want. This is honestly, I'm not going to lie, this is mostly me using Carrie for her resources.
Peace sign. She's drinking a Bloody Mary. Yeah. Sunglasses on.
She's got the tools for me to figure out more of what happened to lead to the future that I saw. That I lived for 6 years. 5, if you count the other timelines.
Someone press her about the other timelines.
I think she mentioned them very briefly and she refused to go into further detail.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If you don't want to be a part of this soul, that's fine. I'd understand. This is just the thing that I can think to do.
So I thought your whole thing was fighting the apocalypse, and now you're going to try to avoid the responsibility? Doesn't sound like you. Neg.
Meryl, I think, kind of sighs, shakes her head.
Carrie not looking up from what she's doing. Whatever her breakfast is.
God.
It is extremely hard to not look at a person when they're sitting across from you at a table, but anytime she does look up, she'll just look only at Meryl or down at her breakfast.
The way that they are, that Meryl is no, you can say no, and Carrie is, goading her into saying yes. Come on.
The angel and the devil on her shoulder.
Sol just kind of glares at Carrie for a second and then says to Meryl, I ain't gonna let you do this all by yourself. Where you go, I go at this point.
Okay. I'm not going back to that house, though.
All right.
That was very much a judgmental, you're still living there, it's dilapidated.
Dilapidated.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, yeah, I was like, did I fuck up where the consonants go in that word?
Dilapidated. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares? One of those words. Dilapidated.
Don't worry about it. I know that the consonants are there somewhere.
Broken down.
Yeah, that was Meryl being like, what little I saw of the old house, no.
You're stupid for living there.
I think we're done there. And if that means that I move in with Carrie, then I guess you're moving in with Carrie too.
Oh God.
She's not saying all of this out loud, but I think Carrie picks up on these surface level emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not trying to hide them. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, because Meryl doesn't have the context of that text from Max. I'm reading our DMs. I think Meryl like kind of nods at Sol. No, she doesn't, because she already said the thing about the house. So she doesn't nod at this point. She nods and then she says the thing about the house. And then she says, I don't know what. Well, I guess the same goes for Max, but she's not really here for me to say it to her face.
We'll get you that phone and then you can text it to her, but you know, you have to know Max will follow you anywhere.
I mean, she's not here, is she?
Sometimes when you have a very traumatic life experience, like someone coming back from the dead 6 years later, you need to cope with it by yourself. And she doesn't live in a rundown schoolhouse, so she's capable of managing her own personal space and us not having to worry about her.
That's fair.
Sol is still glaring at Carrie.
Carrie can feel it. And so, yeah, then at one point she will just kind of like switch her gaze over to Sol and just be like, what?
If you got a problem with me, you can just say it. You don't gotta dance around it.
I don't see why you would think that I have a problem with you. I might question some of your habits, but that's not really here nor there at this point in the conversation.
Shit. Okay, I forgot that we were playing a role-playing game for a second. I have a weak move.
I was just like, I'm not being mean to August out of character.
No.
Yeah.
No, I forgot that we're playing a tabletop role-playing game that has moves. One of the things is that, like, most of the moves for the world are, like, doing things, and we have been just talking for 3.5 hours, which is fine.
Yeah.
I have a weak move, be consumed by guilt over past actions in another timeline.
Oh, no.
And I know that Carrie sacrificed her life for Meryl in an alternate timeline, and, like, Meryl is just sitting there, like, listening to the two of them snipe back and forth at each other, and she's, like, more clear-headed now than she was yesterday, and I think she finally just, like, puts her glass down and looks at Carrie and just, like, cuts her off, and is like, you should tell her.
What are you talking about?
You should just tell her how you feel about her. Stop wasting so much time. What are you waiting for? The end of the world? It's coming! I'll tell you that!
I think Carrie does look genuinely confused. Girl, the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god, you both are hopeless! She, looks between the two of them and is like, this is worse than when you were both teenagers. Worse! I'm telling you. Meryl does not remember that they dated, but she does remember Soul talking about having feelings for Carrie, and is like, just be honest and upfront with your feelings. My god.
The intense dread creeping into Carrie's soul at this point. She's like, oh, I can't have this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, if Carrie wants to deflect, you can just, she could just say to Meryl, just like, you'll want to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just like, okay, yeah, 6 years later, and you let Max go?
Yeah, I did. And you know what? And she's gonna stand up and push the chair back. She's like,
Oh.
I'm gonna take my
No.
own advice.
Oh.
You figure this out. Please. I cannot deal with this anymore.
Sometimes people aren't compatible, Meryl.
I had to bury you both. Don't. Just let yourself be happy for once.
Oof.
Ouch.
Tough ask. To Soul and Carrie of all people.
I think Meryl has decided to speed run our usual girls games. She's just like
Speed run 3.5 hours later.
she's like, look, if I'm sorry, Mac has now woken up. Look, if I'm wrong, then say that. Put my sister out of her misery. But don't hold it back anymore. Okay? And she's just going to fucking turn around and leave.
Ollie's the fuck out of that conversation.
Drops the bomb in the middle of brunch, and she leaves, and then she comes back and she grabs her last slice of toast. Leaves again.
Avocado toast, I have missed you. That's a way to ruin brunch.
And there is actually the distinctive sound of her teleporting away.
Oh, I'm glad she feels better.
I thought she was going to walk away, then bamf back to grab the toast, and then bamf out again.
Yeah. Oh, good.
No, I think she can only do one teleport, and she's saving it to get to Max.
Fair play.
I think she's still exhausted from traveling back in time 50 years. So.
No, that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Oh, leave it to Meryl to return from the future and make a mess of things.
Hey. That's not fair.
What?
We made this mess well enough on our own.
Sure. Yeah. We made it, and then we'll fix it. It's fine. Carrie fully recognizing the fact that she said people aren't compatible in Soul's face.
Yep.
Yep.
She sure did say that.
She sure did. And she has not taken responsibility for that.
I'm trying to decide, because I'm trying to decide what Carrie's getting from Soul at the moment, because on the one hand it's Soul very clearly wants to go after Meryl, but on the other hand Soul recognizes that Meryl's right, the world's gonna fucking end at some point in the not too distant future, so might as well take my younger sister's advice. And she looks at Carrie and is just like, I know you don't think that we're compatible, and she uses air quotes, but I don't know, would it be so wrong if you weren't right about that?
I think it would be wonderful if for once I was wrong about something. I don't know. She's trying to find a way to say, I can't do this again without saying, I can't do this again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't think that we're not the same people that we were back then, Soul. And you have mostly avoided me. And I have also avoided you. I will not put that full responsibility on you. But you can't come in 6 years later and think that everything can get picked up again. Because if things don't work out, we kind of have a world to save, and it's really hard to do that when your ex is sitting across from you at a table.
You'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
I have so much fun doing the delicious irony. So you have to think about it. Alright? Don't come in here and say you want to try something because Meryl has returned to shake things up like she does. And I'm not being unfair about it, because that's just how she has always been in our circle. But I have so many things that I have to think about right now. And playing a will she won't we with you is not top of my to-do list.
All right. That's fair, I guess. But I'm not a kid. I think I can suck up eating eggs across from my ex to save the world if that's what it takes.
Oh, if only it was ever going to be brunch. Sorry. Soul starts with I can suck up, and Carrie's eyebrows do just kind of like shoot up to her hairline, and then Soul finishes the sentence. Mm-hmm.
It's been 6 years. I don't expect to just pick things up. I know we're not always on the best terms, but... And then Soul just kind of, like... Carrie just gets the whole, like, mental image of, like, Soul just, like, you know, wanting to tear her hair out and go, God, you make me feel so fucking stupid! But Soul is not saying this. Or tearing out her hair.
Soul, sometimes I wonder how much of a masochist you are.
I mean, at the end of the day, not very much can hurt me.
Oh. Boy, there's a lot of things I could say to that.
So much to unpack. No, we don't have time to get into all of that.
Carrie, with her hands like pressed together, inhales deeply. Oh boy. Oh, can we not talk about it at brunch after Meryl just sort of stormed out? I don't want to talk about that in public.
Carrie just like, we'll talk about it later.
I don't know. I feel like this is a really great place to smash cut to Max and Meryl.
It is.
Please take the camera away.
Yeah.
Meryl, a smash cut with Meryl bamfing into scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Far enough away from... Yeah, I think that she's got a hunch of where Max is, and she's like, nice. Not very many things are changed. The old observatory where we used to hang out and break into when we were kids. Because it was really easy. We never tripped any alarms. Because I could just teleport over the fence.
I think Max is like sitting on the lip of where the old hatch would slide down for the telescope. I don't think the telescope's there anymore. Too valuable. But it's just like sat on the lip of the thing that opens, looking out over the city and the ocean beyond.
I think Meryl like is kind of like nice to herself about like knowing where Max was, and then just like comes over, plops down next to her.
How was brunch?
Oh, totally normal when I'm dealing with those two. It's almost like no time at all had ever passed.
You'd think they'd never stop dating.
I should have taken Max's memories too.
Yeah. I think Meryl like gives Max like a look and then is like, you know what? I'm not gonna unpack that. I'll get back to that later. It's just like, I don't have the time to think about it.
Put a pin in that. I'll come back to it. Meryl will remember this.
Yeah. Pin in that. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about my sister's love life right now.
Put it in your thought cabinet for later.
Yeah. I think that instead she just is like, you could have woken me up.
I figured you could use the sleep.
I mean, yeah, but I wanted to talk to you more.
Am I talking now?
Yeah.
She sort of looks at you out the corner of her eye.
I am going to have to... Okay, no. No, okay. I don't need to spend a token here because there's not really a strong move that matches up with, there's not really a strong move that matches up with don't be consumed by guilt over a past action. I think that Meryl actually, like, turns, like, fully and just, like, looks at Max. Just, like, full on. In the same way that Carrie was looking at her yesterday morning. Or yesterday afternoon, whenever it was that they met up again.
Unknowing how the scene went down, I think Max, just because I like parallels and underscoring how similar Max and Meryl are, just does pivot round and go, is there something on my face?
No. I just missed you so much.
Yeah? No, I didn't say that. Says Max. That's not me, Jade, backtracking. That's Max backtracking. Because I think she does know that she means a lot to Meryl. The issues have never been that. I think, unlike the sullen Carrie of it all, it's just like, I will not admit that I have a feeling. I will not name what this feeling is, because to acknowledge it would mean that it is real, and no thank you. No. I think for Max and Meryl, it's sort of like, it never was the right time to say it. It felt more like that, or like there's this tacit understanding that it's there.
Yeah.
But neither of them have been sort of in the past able to, for whatever reason, things kept happening. But I think Max does reach out and take one of Meryl's hands and squeezes it, and that's when Meryl will probably see the bangle that's you remember when those like sort of really nice coloured acrylic bangles were all the rage? And like they were everywhere. I think it looks like that, but it looks almost like hematite or something like that. So you might think it's plastic or acrylic at first, but then you realise it's like metal. Oh, it's probably a magnet, isn't it? Because fucking magnets.
Bet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so then Meryl would clock the bangle for the first time. Maybe. Because there's nothing else to really look on. Just like, oh, the girl's holding my hand. Oh, that's new jewellery. Why is she wearing jewellery?
Yeah, just like that's nice. Cute.
So nice, I got 2 of them. Holds up the other hand.
On opposite wrists?
They make me fall asleep if the power gets too much. Helps control the flow of energy. Something to do with polarity, I guess. I don't know. You would understand it. You get physics. I am physics.
Well, the ADHD, the ADHD, it took her. I think that Meryl, like, picks up, she's not going to take the bracelet off, but she's going to, like, take Max's wrist in both of her hands and, like, run a finger along the bracelet. I'd be like, well, there is something to be said about the magnetic force equalizing. Maybe. It's not like we know a lot about how it works, even now.
I think what you realize as you're looking at it is that on the inside of the bangle is all these like whisper thin cracks. You know, like how old porcelain gets?
Mm-hmm.
And the entire inside of the bangle is riddled with feather-light wispy cracks.
Oh, that doesn't... Huh. Might,
You good there, Whitmer?
I'm just thinking if these are helping, then we should maybe... Were they made a specific way? Because we should maybe think about getting them reinforced or...
The doc made them.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess I'll add that to the list. Stuff to do. Ways to use all of Kestrel's resources.
I don't care. It's fine. I think Max takes your hand again, and you can feel her skin warming a little bit, and they sort of dull sort of glow from within the skin. I don't care about this. I care about you. And I care that you're here.
I also care about you, and I also care that you're here, and I want to keep you with me for as long as I possibly can.
Then keep me. I think Max just leans in and kisses her.
Good.
And if you guys will permit me, I'm aware we're over time. And as the camera sort of pulls back, and you know, it's that good lighting, the bangle on that wrist falls off and hits the concrete floor away from the bottom of them and just shatters.
Yeah. Fuck. I do think that Meryl has to kind of ruin the moment a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Just a teeny bit, because I think that she is, like, yes, she's going to kiss Max, but she's going to pull away after, like, a minute or two and be like, you're gonna let me figure something out.
Okay.
If I'm keeping you, that means we're going to figure something out.
Okay.
Okay. And then she'll kiss her again, obviously. She's like, I had a point. I had a point in talking about all of
You
that.
cut me off.
But now the point has been made. I'm going back to the kissing.
Okay, now we can go back to being gay.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation was still gay.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Are we calling it there, friends? Is that it for Molotov College?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Alrighty. This has been Follow the Leader playing Molotov College by W.H. Arthur. I have been Jade. You can find me on the internet at JadeOxfordRose. I use they, them pronouns. And if you haven't already, please go check out Saga of the Sunless Reach Hydro Delta Blues. It slaps. We just recorded our finale with just our epilogue to go. And we would like other people to come yell with us. And playing with me today has been back from the dead, Mab.
Hi, I'm Mab. You can find me on the internet, Little Lady Mab. I do the editing for sagas. So, you know. I have been
Osprey
yelling
noises.
so much. Oh my god, Zach's bird noises. They're so bad. Yeah. Yes. I do all of my yelling on private Twitter so that I, one, don't spoil it for anybody, and two, no one else can suffer the way I have suffered listening to osprey noises that Zach makes. But yeah, Little Lady Mab anywhere that I can be found.
Back once more from sabbatical has been Mac.
It's me, Ivan Mac. You can find me on Blue Sky, Tumblr, and Itch at Citadel of Swords. That's the place where you can see me post upcoming projects that I'm working on, because all of my stuff is still in limbo and I still can't talk about any of it. I'm in hell.
Oh yeah, I guess admittedly, while I'm here, in September, check out the FTL tag on AO3. I'll have a big fic up there for girls. Yay!
I'm so excited for
I don't
Big
know
Girls
when
fic.
in September. All I
But in
know is that it's
September.
due at the end of August, so it's at some point in September. It'll be up there.
At least by
girls,
September
girls.
30th, it'll be there.
Yes, in some capacity.
And speaking of August, our illustrious producer.
The month of
Hello.
August itself.
Yes, I am the month of August. I am only 5 months early. Yes, I've been August. You can still find me on Tumblr at Strange Harpy, on Blue Sky and itch.io at Harpydora. And boy, I have missed these girls.
I miss the girls.
I've been writing
The
them, so
girls.
I haven't missed them.
Thank you, friends, for playing with me, and thank you, friends, for listening. This has been Follow the Leader. You can find us on Blue Sky and Tumblr at FTLcast and at FTLcast.com. If you like what we do and want to hear even more stories, consider supporting us on patreon.com/FTLcast. And if you'd be so kind, maybe check out one of the other shows on our podcasting guild, Standing Stones. We're very proud of our sibling podcasters. Saga of the Sunless Reach, The Room Where It Happened. Give it all a listen. I think it's all great. But now, we need to clap out. So, until next time.
Bye.
Let us clap.